Welcome to Tabletop Gaming Guild. Tabletop Gaming Guild is all about the experiences and memories that playing tabletop games with friends and families can create. Today we're looking at KeyForge, designed by Richard Garfield and published by Fantasy Flight. KeyForge is a procedurally generated card game that's head-to-head, and you're trying to forge keys by gathering amber and converting those into keys. First thing you're going to do on your turn is look to see how much amber you have. If you have 6 or more amber, you must convert 6 into a key. You can never convert more than 1 key per turn. If you have 3 keys, you immediately win the game. Next up is going to be choosing one of the 3 houses in your deck to activate. You're going to have 6 cards in your hand, but only cards matching that faction can be played, used, or discarded. The other factions cannot be used in any way unless a card specifies otherwise. Once you no longer have cards you want to use or discard, you would then draw back up into 6 cards and ready any exhausted cards. There are 3 types of cards in this game. There are artifacts, creatures, and actions. Actions are the most straightforward. They are one-time use cards. You play it, do the effect, and discard it. Creatures come into play exhausted and form your front line. Artifacts also come into play exhausted and go in your back lines. If they have any play effects, those happen immediately. In order to use any actions on the card, you have to exhaust that card. Or if you want to attack, you could exhaust the card to attack an enemy creature, and you would do damage equal to your strength minus the defense of the creature, and they would do the same. If the damage received ever is equal to the strength, that card is eliminated and goes into the discard. You can also exhaust a creature to reap, which gains you an amber for each card you reap with. Some cards have extra effects for when you reap, and some also have extra effects when you attack. And that's the core rules for KeyForge. It's pretty straightforward and simple, so let's talk more in detail about thoughts on the game. First, let's talk about the procedurally generated nature of the game. My understanding of procedure generated really just means you have a list of possible cards that you could get, and the system randomly chooses 12 cards for each faction, and then names the deck and gives you semi-unique backgrounds. To be honest, I don't think the procedurally generated nature of it really had that much of an impact on the game beyond the gimmick. Yes, there is a small chance of slightly imbalanced decks, but you are drawing from a limited number of possible cards, so I think the risk is relatively low. I particularly like the Mars faction. They have some wild effects that can be quite powerful, but also very situational, so can be hard to use, which is another drawback of the game. There are some cards that you could end up getting that are unplayable in a specific game because they're so situational, and that situation may not be possible to come up in your game, such as cards that only attack humans, which is not useful if the opponent doesn't have any humans in their deck. With all that said, it is fun, it's fast, you can get a starter deck pretty cheap, so it's worth trying out, but just keep your expectations reasonable. Hope that gives you an idea of what to expect from KeyForge. Thank you again for watching. Please join us again on YouTube, Twitch, Instagram, and other social medias, and please don't forget to like and subscribe.